Okay, find your way into your body, into your practice today. And remember those tools. So when I say that, when I say find your way into your body, just notice what you do. Notice what the first thing you do is. Do you close your eyes first? Do you exhale deeply? Do you wiggle around until your body is settled and comfortable on your chair? I'm sitting on the ground for the first little bit. I'll move to the chair. You're welcome to stay on the ground or to come to standing for the sun salutations. And begin to inhale and exhale deeply through your nose. And just notice your lips soft. You can even lick them, or actually let's do a little lip thing just to get the lips going. So don't spit on your iPad, but we're going to do a little lip flip. So we're going to inhale through our nose and then exhale through our lips and let them flutter. Certain cultural groups are better at this than others. I think people who speak Spanish, Karina, are much better at this. People who speak French are much better at this. Um, the rest of us do what we can. Deep inhale through your nose. I'll show you. I'm really terrible at it, but I try and do it every couple of days. It's a singing exercise. Deep inhale. I think it's also known as making a motorboat sound. Let's try that one more time. Aim down so you don't spit on your device. Hey, I'm rocking it today. Usually I go and I can't do it. I'm gonna do it one more time. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Last time, feel your lips. They get all kind of all fuzzily. Definitely don't do this anywhere near anybody in this day and age. Only do it at home while you're social distancing. I guess that goes without saying. Return to inhale and exhale through your nose. Notice the sensation in your lips. Notice the tingling, and the loosening or the softness. This exercise is really great at things like reducing smoker's mouth. You know, those pleats that we get around our lips. This exercise is really great for oxygenating the muscles around the lips, and eliminating those. We get those whether we smoke or not. Smokers get them more. What we want is nice, full, well-nourished muscles around the mouth. Okay, begin to elongate your breath. You might not even notice your teeth or your gums tingling a little bit. Go up into your full inhale zone and into your full exhale zone. Make your breath as long as you can, as many counts as you can. You can count. I will post on my blog a video of Iyengar doing an exhale. And the man, I can't remember if he's still alive, but he can exhale for a really long time. See if you can really lengthen your inhales and exhales. So we're going to talk today a little bit about nitric oxide. as we're breathing, as we're producing nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is something that's vital for many, many processes in the body, but particularly vasodilation. So, in particular, it relaxes. Keep breathing, please. So, in particular, nitric oxide relaxes the walls of your arteries. It relaxes the walls of your bronchi, of your lungs, probably of your cells. Although I don't really know. There's a lot of research right now being done into nitric oxide and for the treatment of coronavirus. Remember yesterday I talked about the research into the deep breathing while people have coronavirus. That's probably related to nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is predominantly created around your sinuses. So that's why nose breathing is so important. Mouth breathers are much more um, likely to develop lots of diseases that are related to inflammation, like diabetes and many other things, along with things like asthma and various other respiratory conditions. So I'll put a blog post up on that as well, all this information. But really, all you need to know is that, and we've been saying this all along, is that we need to prioritize the nose breath, like really prioritize it. If you have asthma, you can even tape your mouth closed at night just so that you don't sneakily get to be a mouth breather at night. And that's really all I have to say on nitric oxide. That's really all you need to know, except that of course, if you're deficient, there are lots of supplements and other things you can do. But in general, nitric oxide is produced in your body and it's produced doing all the things that you already know, like breath work and exercise and good sleep. So take 2 more long breaths, producing lots of that delicious, well, actually, it's tasteless and odorless, but nitric oxide in the back of your throat, spreading it down. It's dispersed into your lungs by your breath. And my apologies for any people that don't care about this stuff. I do tend to be an anatomy nerd. It's kind of my thing. And you don't have to care about it, you just have to do it. Last breath. Now let's shift seamlessly over into Nadi Shodhana. So curl your second and third fingers down. We practiced a couple of different ways to do this, but this is maybe the easiest today. And just close your right nostril and exhale, inhale through your left nostril. And then shift, exhale, inhale. Other nostril. Again with that really long breath. LSD, long, slow, and deep. And it's funny, I was teaching this breath this morning remotely, and I was saying the same thing that we always say when we teach yoga. We teach this breath in a yoga class, which is if you have a cold, you might find this breath difficult. And I realize that very few of us will have a cold now because we're not ever going outside or being in touch with anyone. But if you do have a blocked nostril or a blocked sinus, which can happen for other reasons, you might want to linger there on that blocked side a little bit if you can, and just take a few breaths. We all have one side that's a little easier to breathe through than the other. If you feel very carefully, you'll feel a difference. And some people that changes from side to side during the day. For me, there's always a lot more resistance on my left side. I'm just going to bring my hand up a little bit closer to the camera so you can see the hand shape that I'm making. It's not necessary to have this hand shape. You can also use your third finger and your thumb, or even these two fingers. As long as you achieve that closing of the nostril, return your hands down to your legs and make them heavy. Return to a symmetrical breath, both sides. See if you can still detect the difference in the sides, even when you're breathing bilaterally here. We're working on your interoceptive abilities, your abilities to feel inside yourself. See if you can still, we just practiced feeling them when we closed the nostrils. See if you can still feel the differences now as you breathe through both nostrils. And lengthen your inhale and your exhale here. Feel the cool air as you inhale for a long time, and then feel warm, moist air as you exhale for a long time. And now let's keep that breath. Now let's go straight into sun salutes. If you want to come to standing, you can. I'm going to go back to the chair. Move your way to the front of the chair and keep that long breath. We're going to do the sun salutes slowly today with our breath. See if you can keep your lips gently touching. You may not have any more of that sensation. Should we do a couple more of those motorboaty things? Let's do it. I feel like I was so successful in my own face. Let's do one more. Deep inhale through your nose. Return to your nose breath. Extend your legs in front of you if you like to do your sun salutes that way. Scoop your hands down and inhale overhead. Long breath through your nose. Feel that tingling in your lips as they're gently seated on each other. Exhale, forward fold. Use your whole breath to do the movement. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right knee in, or step back with your right foot. Exhale, curl your forehead towards your knee or drop into your lunge. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, neutral pose. Bent knees, hands on knees. Exhale. Inhale, ripple through, cow pose. Upward facing dog or cobra if you're standing. Exhale, cat pose. Remember to use your whole breath. Inhale, step back up with your right foot or pull your left knee into your chest, long spine. Exhale, curl forehead towards me. Feel that tugging along the fascia of your back body. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Don't try to keep up with me. You can do this faster if your breath is faster, or you can do it slower if your breath is slower, once you know the sequence. Inhale overhead. Exhale neutral. That's half of your sun salute. Here we go, other side. Exhale, dive forward. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, long spine. Use your back muscles. Exhale, another dive forward. Inhale, recruit your belly muscles. Pull your left knee in. Step back with your left foot if you're standing. And exhale, curl up or drop into your lunge. Inhale, long spine, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Toned belly, exhale, forward fold. If you want to go faster, you can do 2 sun salutes when we do 1 if you like. Exhale, neutral. I'm going to stand up and do 1, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do a 3rd one, and I'll do that one on the chair. Just moving my cushion out of the way. Here we go. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. My hands are on my legs. Spine is parallel to the ground. Head is pointing away from my legs. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with your right foot or pull your right knee into your chest. And then exhale, curl into your knee if you're seated. Drop into your lunge if you're standing. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine if you're seated. Exhale, downward facing dog or neutral pose if you're seated. Inhale, upward facing dog or cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog or cat pose. Inhale, right foot comes forward, but if you're seated, left foot comes up. Exhale, drop your head to your knee if you're seated. Drop down into the lunge if you're standing. Deep inhale, long spine if you're seated. Exhale, bring your left foot up and forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Find your legs. Use your shoulder muscles. Use your belly muscles. Exhale, fold. Pushing to the floor with your feet or your heels and scoop, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, neutral. That's half of a sun salute. Here we go. This time we move the left leg first, overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left knee comes in or goes back. And then exhale, curl your spine or drop down into your lunge. Inhale, lengthen your spine if you're seated. Exhale, neutral pose if you're seated. Downward facing dog if you're standing. Inhale, ripple through upward facing dog or cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog or cat pose. If you're seated, right foot comes up. If you're standing, left foot comes forward into the lunge on the inhale. And then exhale down deep. Curl your spine if you're seated. Psoas stretch in the lunge. Big inhale. And then exhale, forward fold for everyone. Step your foot up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, cascade forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Use your belly, use your leg muscles. I mean, not your leg muscles, use your back muscles. Exhale, neutral. I swear that's the hardest thing that I do when I teach, is to try and explain those sun salutes in standing and seated at the same time. It's so good for my brain. Okay, let's do it one more time. We'll do a little faster. Here we go. Inhale, overhead. Little faster. Exhale, forward fold. Brighter. Inhale, half lift. Rightly fold. Inhale, right knee in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, neutral pose. Inhale, cow pose. Brightly exhale, cat pose. Inhale, brightly left knee up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, brightly, like a bird. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, like a hummingbird. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, neutral. Other side, brightly inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, brightly fold. Inhale, left knee up. That's the trickiest maneuver of the whole bunch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long. Exhale, neutral. Downward dog if you're standing. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, cat pose, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, brightest of all. Fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, dive. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, neutral. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Take one resting breath. Soften your belly. Remember all the layers of your belly. Bring your hands out in front of you and just start opening and closing your fingers quickly. Lengthen your breath. Slowly reaching them up towards the ceiling. I don't want you to be facing the ceiling and earth. I don't want your arms to be all the way up until you have fatigue in your upper arms. No, wait, your lower arms. Well, you probably have fatigue in your upper arms too. I know I do. All the way up, all the way up. Do it until you can't do it anymore. And then we're not going to shake out the hands. Just open them wide into jazz hands. And then close them into little fists. Exhale. Inhale them wide. Lift your shoulders up and then exhale, close them into fists. Inhale last time wide. And now begin to climb like we did yesterday. But this time, instead of one breath per climb, lengthen your breath and just climb with your big, wide jazz hands. Several climbing motions per breath. You can do this standing as well. 3 or 4 more. We're going to come into a delicious forward fold after this. Really exhaust the muscles of your torso. And then when you're ready, after an inhale, big forward fold, big full exhale, release everything, take a few breaths into your belly. Especially soften your shoulders. Notice any tingling in your hands. And now use your fingertips to bring you back up your legs. Walk up your legs, just like we're doing half lift. You know this motion? Just do that all the way up your legs until you get back up to seated. Come to neutral. Take a resting breath. Now bring your legs over to one side or another, all the way over as far as you can. Face me, face the device. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, twist away from your legs. Grab on the chair or whatever you can behind you and twist. Push on your legs, so you're pushing your legs in the opposite direction from your head. Your head can follow your backhand. And really breathe here. Move your ribs in and out, apart and together. Last breath, big inhale. Big exhale. Take a full inhale. Push your bum into the chair. Lift your crown of your head towards the ceiling. And then exhale, come back around and grab the chair the other way. Do a little bit of a counter pose. Twist in the other direction. Come back to center. Bring your legs to the other side. Face the device. Brighten your chest. See how bright I am? Push down with your bum bones. Brighten your chest. Drop your shoulders. Inhale your arms overhead. Beautiful. Exhale, twist. does my heart good to see all those bright inhalations. Exhale, twist, grab the chair, grab your legs, push your legs, pull the chair. Deeply inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Two more breaths here. Big, big, big inhale, biggest one. Push your bum bones into the chair. Exhale, release, let your body take you around. Grab the chair on the other side. Do a little counter pose. Come back to center. Wiggle it out. Wiggle your shoulders. Let's do warrior two. I've already done warrior two in the chair today, but let's do it. It's a good pose. Bring one leg out to the side as if you were in goddess. So this is goddess pose with your legs spread. So you're going to bring one leg out and the other leg goes straight. So depending on your flexibility level, this can be out in front of you or right back, almost as if you're standing. So if you're standing, this is warrior two. My shoulder girdle is right over my hip girdle. So my hip points are right underneath my shoulders. Same on the chair. Your feet might be out a little bit, but your hips and shoulders are lined up. Extend your arms, look over your front arm, deepen your breath. Now lift all your toes off the floor as best you can. And you'll notice my hands kind of move, my fingers move when my toes move, that's just normal. And then exhale, release your toes back onto the floor. Grip the floor, lean into the floor, feel your entire foot on the floor, especially that back pinky toe. Take a few breaths here. I want to come into side angle or triangle. If you want to straighten that front leg, this is triangle, but you can keep that leg just bent and you can keep your right elbow or your bent elbow on it and lift your hand overhead. So this is triangle. You can also bring that arm to your ear and get that long stretch in the side of your body. And take a deep breath. And just remember, every time you inhale through your nose, you're getting that nitric oxide creation. But we don't want to breathe too, remember LSD, right? Long, slow, and deep. Quick breathing does the opposite of vasodilation. Quick breathing, you can begin to come out. Quick breathing actually constricts things, constricts definitely your airways, constricts well, everything really. Inhale into warrior two, find your bent knee on one side, your straight knee on the other, lift your toes off the ground and then settle them back down. Warrior two. Find your slight warrior spirit here. It's a very powerful pose. Legs are strong, arms are strong, gaze is strong. Powerful warrior, Manipura. Find your triangle or your side angle pose. You can drop that arm if you like. Take one full breath here. Come back up to neutral. Keep your legs separated. If you're standing, you might want to do a forward fold and come to the floor now. And we'll take this wide-legged forward fold. You can do this standing as well. But we're getting towards the end of the practice, so sometimes it's nice to come down to the floor before Shavasana. Take a couple of breaths. Gently, gently push into the floor with heavy heels. Come back up to neutral. Bring your legs together. Take a few breaths. Wiggle them out a little. Okay, I want to do a new, I think it's sort of new stretch today. If you can, move your way to the back of your chair, all the way to the back. And if you can bring your foot up to the front of your chair, do so. If you can't, you can do a couple of variations. You can do this thing that we normally do. But if you can bring your leg in and hold it, then do that. And then pull your body over the other leg. And then just find any little bit of a forward fold you can find here. So my chest is going down towards this leg. You can extend your leg long. See how I have my elbow inside this knee? But you can also just be holding this knee and pull your torso towards your leg. You can also just bend one knee. We do this sometimes. Straighten one. You can come all the way to the front of your chair, bend one, straighten the other, and go over the straight leg. Try and see which variation works for you. Release. Remember which variation worked for you, so you're going to probably do the same thing on the other side, whether you're straightening one and bringing your torso over the straight leg, bending the other. This gives you the benefits of a twist without actually doing a twist. So I'm pushing my torso over my straight leg now. You can also hold on like this and pull this way. Release gently. Shake out your legs. Now we're going to do puppy pose. So you can come off your chair. If you want to stay on your chair, you can just do forward fold. But if you come off your chair, sometimes it's nice for puppy pose to put down a cushion under your knees. And then bring your arms to the chair or the sofa in front of you. You can start with extended arms. Drop your head. You can move to elbows on the chair or the couch. Interlace your fingers or bring your palms together at the back of your head. Deepen your breath. See if you can direct your breath into that space between your shoulder blades, a place that we work on so often, the rhomboids. Long, slow breaths, lips together. Last breath. Gently come up and choose your position for Shavasana. If you want to be on the floor, you're already there. Maybe you have a cushion underneath you so you can swirl around and place your legs on the chair. This is really nice for circulation. Otherwise, you're seated in your chair and come back so that you feel the chair at the back of your knees. If you're in your chair, turn your palms towards the ceiling. If you're on the floor, turn your palms towards the ceiling as well, to your sides. Turn your head gently side to side to release it and soften it, and then exhale, get fully soft. Go right back to that awareness of your breath. Feel the cool air coming in and the warm, moist air going out. This is all it takes, just a regular practice, 45 minutes, a couple of times a week, to really see and feel a difference. And let everything get really soft. Even your breath gets very quiet. Notice the beating of your heart slows. Let your shoulders release back a little if you're seated. Let them release back towards the floor if you're lying down. Soften the muscles of your jaw and your tongue and your cheekbones. Just what it feels like to have a soft face. And if you've ever tried to do a task with your hands that's difficult, sometimes you notice that you might try and do that task with your face. See if you can do the opposite right now. Release. Find that softness that we found at the beginning of practice in your lips. And notice the space of your sinuses. Perhaps you can feel a little extra spaciousness at the back of your throat. That's your nitric oxide factory back there. Now begin to brighten a little, whether it's your eyes or your forehead, or your eyebrows. Just begin to wiggle, smile, move your mouth a little, wiggle your fingers and toes. It's like bringing your body back online. It's like you were offline for a little while. And you just start pumping more air, doing a little more movement. If you're on the floor, remember to pull your knees into your chest, take a breath, maybe roll side to side, and then roll over to one side before you come up. If you're in your chair, simply begin to take a few wiggles, stretch your head towards the ceiling, bring your shoulders back, brighten your chest up.